Welcome to another Heavy Bassix interview series. Today we are interviewing Alex, aka TakaRat. How are you going, man?
Hey mate, pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, good. All right, let's get into this. So what made you get into the music industry?
Well, at the age of 14, I was looking for hobbies. I was pretty bored doing everything. I tried everything. I was supposed to get into cars, but that didn't end up working out. So playing piano since the age of 5, 12 or something.
How did you get into the New Zealand music scene?
So the way I got into the scene was I started producing my own music and started running my own events. So we started a series called Observing the Patterns, which, yeah, as you know, got shut down by the police, the latest one. But yeah, we were able to get other artists like myself to do performances as well. So it was kind of we had actual artists as well, professional ones performing alongside the small artists. So that kind of encouraged them as well, because they're like, look, it is possible to do it.
So pretty much helping artists see what they can do and getting into bigger things with higher up artists, so helping people in the scene get further by helping yourself and helping others.
Yeah, it's a mutually beneficial thing.
Awesome. So what inspired you to be a DJ and for sake? In the music industry, there's so many different things that you can go and do, but what made you choose DJing as your career?
When you started producing your own music, right? Let's say a pianist, for example, he'll usually go out and play and do a concert where he plays the piano, right? But with making electronic dance music, right, you don't really have that opportunity. You can either just stand there and hit play. So I picked up my first deck at the age of 14, and I was like, look, this is how because I saw a lot of other DJs as well, or artists, let's say. They would make their songs on Logic, FL, or Ableton, right? Export it, chuck it into an MP3, and then DJ it as their performance. So I was like, why not try that? So that's what made me take up DJing.
What some of the tracks that you've recorded in the past? Is there anything that you have released? Is there anything that you're working on, getting ready to release?
So I have a few releases on my SoundCloud. If you look at it, I've got a whole bunch of liquid drum and bass, kind of experimental-ish, but at the moment, I've got an EP, I'm working on an EP that will come out about June on my birthday. So 4th of June, that's the day we're planning to release it.
Awesome. So let's get into a few different things. So what is your, who was your favorite New Zealand artist?
That's a difficult question. I really enjoy State of Mind, Heavy Bassix, Tali even. So I kind of listen to their kind of tunes. Oh, and Unwell. Unwell does the meanest rollers.
Those are your biggest influences in New Zealand music, pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, very much.
Even State of Mind's production, I think they've released a few liquid tunes, which is kind of crazy because they do a lot of neuro production, and then they do kind of some liquid tunes, or they remix liquid tunes, and it just when you fuse the two together, you get some wicked sounds. What's
the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you at a gig or on tour? Anything.
So there was this one gig that I was doing where we were playing in this bush. It was a bush doof. And so I was walking around the area, and one of my mates, he fell into this lake or this river, and he told me he's sitting inside of his cabin. He's like, oh bro, I'm soaked. I fell into a river before. So I was laughing about it a bit. Inside I was like, haha, this is funny and all. And then later on that night, I was walking around the bush as well, and I fell into the exact same river. So when I fell in, I was halfway in water. It was the water was a meter tall. So everything was fully soaked, and in 30 minutes I was doing a set. So I ended up having to do the set fully drenched in water, and then I had to go home after that.
That's pretty priceless, man. That was an interesting event, to be honest.
What I love most about the music scene is the collaboration with an artist, and the love that each artist sends out to one another. So for example, if a new artist is starting out, a lot of other artists will start supporting them, helping them, pointing them in different directions. It's not all about me. It's everyone's just trying to help out each other. Well, at least in the drum and bass scene.
Awesome. Is there anyone that you would like to collab with in the future that's in New Zealand music scene? Anyone in particular?
Alex Perez at the moment. I love his minimal style, which is really cool. And Tali as well. She's got really nice vocals.
So you're into your vocals as well, having a vocalist on the track, and it actually being quite a big part of the track.
Yeah.
Completely fair. Yeah, it's always good to be diverse with what you're listening to because it is all about different moods and finding exactly. You find the different moods help you decide what type of music you're going to listen to. Even with any genre of music, that's quite a big one.
Yeah, it's like playing like in a basement, right? Like when I think of playing in like a dark basement, right, I think of very deep minimal drum and bass. When I think of like playing on the beach, for example, like where the sun is shining, everyone's just kicking back, I think of like Liquid vibes.
Yeah.
And then
So the dark and underground is more dark and dangerous.
Yeah.
And then, you know, sunny and bright and liquidy and more in touch with what the surrounding is like.
Yeah, so it's like the environment definitely has an impact on like the stuff that I would listen to.
Fair enough. What sets you apart from other DJs?
I mean, like, I'd say my age, but like, age is really irrelevant. When you're producing your own music, it's either good music or bad music.
Age is just a number.
Yeah. I guess production, because I'm trying to move into like doing all original sets. So that will be kind of cool, because not many DJs do that. Like, they will occasionally drop an original tune here and there, but it's like getting only original tracks played in a set, like that would be like, that's when I think you've made it.
Yeah, it's more, feels more like in touch with what you're doing.
Yeah, so it's like
other people's music.
Yeah, so like on Sub, for example, like I really want to go see one of her sets. I'm planning to at least, but supposedly she just plays original music, which is really awesome because she expresses herself as an artist.
Yeah. She plays all on CDs, all original music, and you're like, what's this track? This is absolutely amazing. What's the ID on this?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So where's some of the places out of Auckland that you've enjoyed going for gigs? Has there been any tours that you've gone on or anything?
Oh, I've played in like Matakana once, my mate's 21st. So it was really awesome to see like that kind of like the farming area, like the outdoor area, you know? So it's not very industrial, it's kind of like remote-ish. And then there was one that I played in the Waitakere Ranges. The Doof, actually. That was really cool because you drove like an hour, let's say, there. And like the closest neighbor would be 10 kilometers. So it was, you could play as loud as you want.
How many gigs have you played?
Like, I'd say maybe like 50 to like 100 maybe. I don't know.
Cool. So what's some big venues that you would like to play at?
Northern Bass, hopefully. Eventually when I move up to there, I would love to play at Northern Bass, Studio, the venue, Neck of the Woods. Just those ones in general.
So I just wanted to say a big thank you, Alex, for coming in and doing this interview. And I also wanted to say a big thanks to Pointers for giving us the venue to be able to run this interview. So thank you very much.